WWE is already off to a horrible start with Goldberg's retirement match. The stage is set. The WWE Hall of Famer returned to Monday Night Raw this week, confronted the always dominant World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, and challenged him for one last fight in his hometown of Atlanta. It's a legendary final ride for Bill Goldberg. And he's going up against one of the most credible champions in modern history. But wait just a minute. Everyone is focused on the dream match aspect of the showdown. What if I told you that by booking it this way, WWE has already made a critical error that disrespects the championship, the roster, and Goldberg himself? Let's break it down why this is not the perfect farewell that everyone is thinking of. So, in case you missed it, Monday Night Raw, I thought they kept it short, simple, and to the point, but they also overlooked some glaring issues. Okay, so Gunther, he obviously dethroned Jey Uso in a controversial move last week on Monday Night Raw. He comes out, he does a promo, and everyone is just waiting. When are we going to hear the entrance of Bill Goldberg, right? Gunther, he tried to dismiss the chance of Goldberg, saying that, oh, he already handled that. And boom, Goldberg comes out. Goldberg is limping to the ring and he's sweating profusely. Do you remember Shane McMahon a few years ago where he would literally just breathe and he would just start sweating and turning red? And you're like, is this guy about to have a freaking heart attack? That's what Goldberg looked like, okay? And he zombied his way down to the ring. Uncle Bill is not looking good these days, and I'm very, very concerned for him. So he gets into the ring and he said that Gunther had started something with his family at the Bad Blood event in Atlanta. He said a few months ago. Bill, that was almost a year ago, but I digress. And he intended to finish it in the same city when WWE returns there for Saturday Night's main event on July 12th. The challenge, well, it lays the groundwork for what is widely expected to be the final match of Goldberg's legendary Hall of Fame career. Okay? And they've already put Goldberg's last ride on t-shirts, and they're selling a bunch of merch for him. And you have to keep in mind that WWE really missed the boat on this. I don't know if this is Triple H simply like we need to get this out of the way. It's a drawing factor. It'll bring eyeballs on the product. But there was not a lot of focus and thought into this. Number one, Goldberg has not won a match in 4 years. 4 years. He has lost his last 3 out of 4 matches. And oh, by the way, his last match was a world title match in which he put Roman Reigns over in Saudi Arabia. So, number one, there is absolutely no reason why Goldberg should be getting a World Heavyweight Championship match. Okay, I get it. He's a big name. It's Goldberg's last match. Well, wait a minute. WWE didn't say anything about this being Goldberg's last match. They're selling merchandise for it. But WWE literally had a layup of an angle, and they opted not to do so. You have Goldberg, who has absolutely no reason, no argument for a world title match. And Gunther sees Goldberg, who is in his face, challenge him to a world title match. And as a heel, he just goes along with it. I thought this was pretty much a slam dunk because it writes itself. Goldberg comes out. Gunther, you disrespected me. I want a match with you. I want what is most important to you. I want the championship. And Gunther, all he had to say is, why should I give you a title match? There is no collateral on your end. You have not won anything in years. There's no reason to give you a title match. And Gunther starts to leave. And Goldberg thinks to himself, oh no. And he goes, all right, I'll put my career on the line. Or Gunther just says, okay, you want a title match? Put your career on the line. Give me some collateral. And then you go from there. Not only did they miss the layup of Goldberg's retirement, which I don't know, seems like a big freaking deal to me. You also find out that the World Heavyweight Championship, your second most prestigious championship in the entire company, and your most prestigious championship on Monday Night Raw is on the line for Goldberg versus Gunther via a graphic after the segment. So you screwed up on the initial, hey, this is Goldberg's last retirement. PSA, get your megaphones. This is Goldberg's last match. You also failed to put a spotlight on your World Heavyweight Championship. If this couldn't have gone any worse, please tell me, because I think they hit a brand new low. Maybe outside of like Goldberg, like botching a promo or falling in the ring or something like that, that could have been worse. But from Goldberg's appearance, a smaller, older, eh, he's talked about openly on his podcast and in interviews how he is not 100% that he's dealing with a knee injury. Clearly, Bill, you're dealing with a knee injury. Look, I have all the respect in the world for Goldberg. This is not a knock on Goldberg. If you've listened to most of this rant, it's actually been a knock on WWE. Goldberg is from Oklahoma. Okay, he's actually from Tulsa, so we share the same common birthplace. But at the same time, this is Goldberg, who is a much older guy who probably should have retired a few years ago. It was probably up to him; he would have done so, right? He'd asked Vinnie Mac for a retirement match years ago. He said, "Hey, I'll put Roman over, but give me a retirement match." Vinnie's like, "Hey, man, I got fortune out of the company. I can't give you that. Bye." And then he's having talks with AEW. He's considering doing a retirement tour only to return to WWE and do this. I just think you have, what, 3 weeks left for a build. They can always come out there next week and say, hey, this is Goldie's retirement match. But I felt like it almost deflated as soon as Goldberg came out. And you would rather have a punch up than a punch down. And I felt like that's where they went wrong in this segment. Once again, not a criticism of Goldberg. He can't help that he got an injured knee while trying to prepare for this. He can't help that he's older now, right? He didn't want to do the retirement match now. He wanted to do it years ago, right? But the WWE booking of it was flawed, right? And I don't understand why they went in the direction which they did, but they did it. And so now you can either blast WWE until the cows come home, or what I feel like is best of, look, this is what WWE had. This is what they still have. Now let's go back and let's correct it. Let's bring up the retirement. Let's bring up the stipulation. Let's have Gunther. He's a heel. You can work your way out of this, right? And you can go, you know what? I agreed to that, but I'm not feeling it, Bill. You want your match, fine, but you're not putting anything on the line, so why should I? Right? He's a heel. Give this man some heel heat. Don't let him come across as a moron, right? That's just my take.